welcome to the Magic Healing Powers of Energy, guys. Today we've got a beautiful lady with us called Sharon from the Redcliffe Peninsula, Queensland. Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I'm really good.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for coming on the show today, Sharon. Really, really excited to have you on here. Can you tell us a little bit about you and your practice?
I have a lovely practice up here on the Redcliffe Peninsula, which is just north of Brisbane in Queensland, sunny Queensland. And I'm a clinical nutritionist, and my passion is helping and supporting people to improve their life and their health and their well-being and whatever they want through using nutrition and food as their main form of medicine.
That's fantastic. And I'm sure you'd actually see quite a few people with those issues as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, look, I really do. And I have a background in the medical field and nursing from the last sort of 25 years. And that's probably where my interest has sparked, because I have seen so many people with chronic diseases, and the common denominator is food. Like, we all have to eat. It all starts with food. So that's where my passion starts to stem from.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the main complaints that people come see you with? What draws them to come and see you in the first place?
By the time somebody comes to see a clinical nutritionist, they've usually seen a lot of other people and just not got the answers they want. They've seen their general medical practitioner and they sort of haven't been able to address their key concerns. So when somebody comes to see me, it's usually not just for a little niggle. They're feeling, really tired, don't have the energy or zest that they used to have for life. They're struggling with different foods, foods they used to eat and had no problems with, and making them feel bloated and tired, or giving them constipation or diarrhea, or
Yeah. So a lot of those little things that we just really put off as being, either we're, too busy or we've worked too hard and something like that can really be an underlying condition, really, then, by the sounds of it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if those don't get treated or dealt with, where can they lead? Where does that lead if I ignore all those things?
Oh, look, it's just a whole world of pain, really. Coming from a background in the medical field with diabetes, and my key past career was as a diabetes educator, and that's often what I see is that metabolic disease, or that sort of increased weight, we just ignore things and say, oh, look, I'm just getting old, I'm getting tired, all my friends are like this, I'm the same. And all of a sudden this sort of underlying damage and dysfunction happens in people's body, and before you know it, they pop to the doctors and they've maybe got diabetes, or they've got arthritis, or they jump on the scales and realize that actually I have put on a lot more weight and I feel terrible. And that's just the start of chronic disease. And chronic disease is one of the biggest impactors on our health determinants in Australia and the world. So if we can address particularly the obesity and all the things that go along with that, we can really start to make people feel amazing and turn around that chronic disease tsunami that we've got.
When you were saying metabolic syndrome there, is that meaning that, like, when I try and lose weight, in my middle age, or I try and lose weight and it just doesn't want to go, is that more like I'm just eating the wrong foods, or is that I've got an underlying condition there?
Look, it could be a number of things, and that's why we look at everybody from an individual perspective. So one of the plans I run is called Metabolic Balance, and what Metabolic Balance does is it looks at everybody's individual metabolic markers. And what I mean by that is we look at your pathology and we see what's happening from that biochemical point of view. We look at your weight and your age and your hormones and things that you maybe used to be able to do when you were young, like we're all young and crazy.
Yeah.
Just can't get away with anymore. It's a bit like our body's this amazing balancing machine, and it can balance really, really well. And it digs all those reserves of nutrients and energy from our body till it gets to this tipping point. And once we get to the tipping point where our body says, enough, I just can't balance this anymore, it's just too much, we then start to see those diabetes and digestive and weight problems. And unfortunately, weight is just a symptom of, underlying ill health in many people these days. And we just accept it as normal as we get older. And that's really sad.
It is really sad, isn't it? Because you see a lot of the population being in those conditions, like you were saying, and now it's almost becoming the norm that this is where we'll end up. And as you're saying, it doesn't have to be the norm. It's not really the norm, isn't it? It's something that we should be looking at and addressing. Now, what's if I come to you? So I've got a problem. If I come to you, do I come to you once, or do I come to you a few times, or what's the protocol? What what would I be expecting if I go, okay, I'm overweight and, the doctors have told me that, I'm tipping on diabetes. What would be the protocol? How would you help me?
Well, I've got a couple of ways that we can work there. And once again, it's based on the individual. That's the really important part about,
Yeah.
clinical personalized nutrition. So you would come and see me, and we basically have a discussion and take a really thorough history and find out what in the past maybe has led you to where you are today, because this doesn't happen overnight. It's always a progression.
Yeah.
So we would look at that individually. So that would be a first up appointment. But if I just step back one step before that, if somebody's really unsure as to, I don't know if a clinical nutritionist is what I need, I'm not sure what you should do, then I'll do something what we call a discovery call, where I'm happy to book a 10-minute call and say, listen, what is it you're looking at, and am I the right person for you? Because the last thing we want to do is spend undue money and time in something that we're either not going to commit to or that isn't right for us. So we like to offer that 10-minute call because, I'm like anybody else. I like to find out if I'm going to fit with the person that I'm working with. So that's really important.
It is really important, isn't it? Yeah.
And then you'd have like a full consult with a clinical nutritionist, and that's between about sort of an hour to 90 minutes. And we look at all factors, your sleep, your weight, your emotions, what you eat, how you eat, when you eat, how you feel, and have a look at an overall picture, because it's never just one thing. Our body is a whole complex organism, and it's not just I've got a sore finger, so it's my finger is the problem. We need to have a look at it in more detail. And once again, we then need to follow up. It's no point in having a goal and doing an action if we don't have a plan to follow through and somebody to support us in that. Because when we look around in society, there is so much temptation, and people are telling us that heart ticks are good, that low calories good, that fat's bad, that man shakes are good. And there's so much conflicting health information, and we think we are eating right and we're doing everything the media is telling us, and it's not working. So we start to beat ourselves up. And from a clinical nutritionist point of view, that's where I can help you navigate that and find out what's right for you. And if we address the underlying nutrition, give the body the best foundation to heal, repair, and to build a healthy organism. And that's really important.
So you can undo that confusion, really, because I know myself, I've done that where I've, gone on a diet, it hasn't worked, and, so you quit it and then you try another one, you quit it. So there's that yo-yo stuff, don't you? And really in the end, you just put on more weight, because I think you're just confusing your body. I don't know, you could tell me that a lot better than I could, but that would save me a lot of grief. Just one visit with you. I mean, obviously there's the follow-ups, but just that one visit to remove all the noise and just get on to the true path, to get actually results. And you're right, what you were saying, if you're not having results, you're obviously not on the right path, are you? You really need to come to somebody that knows what they're doing, like you, that has done it before, many years experience, and had lots of success stories. Actually, talking about success stories, is there anyone that you can tell, just show the audience what you've done or talked about, or a funny journey?
Yeah. Wow, look, there's so many, and I guess there's lots of similarities. By the time somebody comes to see me, I'm usually not the first port of call. I'm the desperation after they've tried the Weight Watchers and the shakes and the everything else. And most people that come to see me are absolutely gorgeous, and it's not that they've not tried, it's that they have tried. They've tried everything and it hasn't worked because they haven't tried what's right for them. So a client I'm thinking of at the moment is it was quite a larger client, had very considerable weight problems. Diet was quite calorie restrictive, tried lots of different shakes, supplements, herbal regimes, different off-the-counter, over-the-shelf, multi-level marketing type products to do everything to improve her health. PT 4 or 5 times a week, nothing was moving this weight. And my heart just broke because the effort and energy this person was putting in was amazing. And for somebody to look at them, they would say, oh, they're not trying because they're overweight. They were trying harder than anyone else.
Yeah.
So we popped this particular client on my metabolic balance program. And within 2 weeks, we've had results that they've never had before.
Awesome.
So, we offer, which is great. And the comment I got, this person's only partway through the process, so it's a wonderful thing to follow. But one of the feedback I got from this particular client was, I feel like I'm getting myself back finally. And that was just such a beautiful thing to feel, because it's not just about weight. It's about how we feel overall, our energy, our sleep. I mean, weight is just a symptom of an imbalanced health or lifestyle. So this person is just eating a diet that is right for them in the right quantities, getting the right amount of nutrients for their body to heal, repair, and to reach the goals that they want for a healthy life.
And you're right, going back to what you said, a lot of people look at people that are overweight and go, oh, you eat, you know, you're living on macas every day, or, you know, you're not doing anything, or you're eating way too much. And often it's not the case, is it? And then, you know, they get embarrassed and they're embarrassed to do this, and then they try and then they give up, and then that just knocks their self-esteem even further. So it's really a horrible journey these poor people are on. And like you said, it's often you get on YouTube and everything else, it's, oh, you're not moving enough, you're not eating enough, you know, and they really are, but they're just seeing this rock and going, what's wrong with me? Why is everyone else getting results, but not me? So you're amazing, girl. You're amazing, because
Look,
yeah, go on.
I just love seeing people progress, because as I said, weight is just a symptom. Weight is not the problem. It's just a symptom. And we need to support people, because people spend a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of effort. And we need to make sure that that's headed in the right direction, because, you know, as I said, chronic disease is one of the major health issues that our society is going to be experiencing and is experiencing, and even in the younger ages. And it just breaks my heart that people are getting the wrong message. And we know that the one size fits all health market doesn't work. So that's where I come into play, is to working with people to individualize a plan for them to help them get the results that they require.
Yeah, and we're talking about overweight people, but I mean, obviously there's, you know, people that look okay, do actually have some health issues going on as well. So weight is not always the way that our body shows this, is there? No, so you can still have diabetes being thin, and you can still have other, you know, inflammation being thin and stuff. So it's not just the overweight bit. But like you said, you know, all these conditions, affect every part of their life in a way. If it's not mental, it's physical, it's emotional, it's you know, life's hard enough without having to step through this every day. So oh gosh, you're the gold in the I call the marketing world is quite vicious sometimes, isn't it? And quite damaging. I think when we have a pre-conversation with you before, you know, every person we see on the internet is, you know, slim, wonderful, and of course got this perfect life and 3 Mercedes, you know, and we all, you know, we all know that that's not really the truth. That's just 2 seconds that they show on screen. But for some reason, we innately believe that we should now be like that. And you're that breath of fresh air in the middle of it. Gosh, girl, you're wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for giving that back to people, because I know I've struggled with my weight over the years and health conditions and stuff, and I really know where or how hard it is to get people to listen to you and not just judge you first. You're gold. Even you know, I just kind of think even just you listening and responding and respecting that these people have tried and given them a path, a solid path to follow, is gold on its own right. I know myself, you know, that is gold on my, you know, just to know that, hey, I'm not an idiot. There's not something wrong with me, you know. Well, you know what I'm saying, there is, but you know what I mean, don't you? Like if everything else like I say on TV or everything is working for everyone else, why isn't it working for me? Am I the strange one? Am I the weird one? You know, well, obviously not. And there's the way I'm just doing the wrong thing. Wow. Now, do I need to go to the doctor to get a referral or anything to come and see you, or can I just make an appointment? Or
no, you can make an appointment on my website, which is hello@restorativenutrition.com.au. You can email me as well, or we'll have links based on here. I'm happy to have a chat. I'm on Facebook, most of the social medias. You don't need a referral. If you have information from your doctor, that's great, because that fills in a couple of blanks and lets me know about your health history and where you're going and how you've got to where you are today. And that can cut out a little bit of time in trying to find out the best options to treat you. Also, having worked in the medical industry before, I see myself as a bit of a bridge. So I'm really happy to communicate with your medical professionals and have a bit of an understanding about different conditions and medications, so we can really work truly as a holistic part of your healthcare team. And that's really important to me as well.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's brilliant, because you know you would actually already know what goes on, what path the doctor would have already put you down, and so you would be able to pick them up in exactly in the journey they're in at the moment, rather than having to go back and take all these steps and not know the industry really well. No, you're amazing, girl. Thank you so much. Now, is there anything else you'd like to give on to our readers today?
I guess the thing is that you have to eat anyway. I mean, food is something that we do every day. So why not let me help you just do it a little bit better, or do it right for you? It's not like we're asking you to do anything new. I'm not getting you to go for 10K run. I just want you to have a look at the food that's going to nourish your body and give you the best outcome. And I mean, you're going to feel amazing. So it's, it's a no-brainer. Yeah.
It is a no-brainer, isn't it? Because food is healing. Food is healing. It can be healing or damaging. It's a matter of what you choose to put in and what you're not.
Yeah.
And good food doesn't have to taste horrible either. I know people say that to me. Oh, look, that's going to taste horrible, but the most amazing meals that I've ever had have been the healthiest meals ever. So, wow. Well, thank you so much. Now, guys, if you want to see Sharon, which I think you should, I think everyone should at least go and see Sharon once, because we don't try and get to this position in our middle age, but it happens. And so go see Sharon, contact her. I know I definitely will. I'm going to leave all the links below so you can get hold of Sharon, like she said, either through social media or give her a call or jump on her website. Free 10-minute consult. That is just brilliant, just to see if we connect and we work together. You can't ask anything more. Well, thank you so much, Sharon. I really appreciate your time today. And guys, if you want to press the link below, just like and subscribe, and then we'll see you next week with more. Okay, thanks. Bye.